Hey guys, it's D-Man Swish here, and welcome back to Video Game Finds number 14. And this is right after the video game room tour video that I just posted. So this is basically my first video game pickups video in this new house. So very cool. I really want to appreciate you guys for waiting. I'm very sorry that it's been such a crazy mess and everything with me not being able to upload and everything. But it's been hard trying to move, go to college, and doing work and everything. But all in that time, I've still been able to find games and good stuff like that to show you guys, so I can incorporate a couple more pickups videos for you guys. So without further ado, let's get started with that stuff. First here, I've got just a couple of CD cases here, but I have way more than this, but this is just to show you what these are. They're just CD cases. But anyways, what these are from is, back at my old house, we had a box full of these. And the reason being is my dad has a 400 CD changer machine that he has all of his CDs in, and since he kept all of his CDs in the machine, he didn't need the CD cases, so he was planning on throwing them out. He had like 400 CDs, but he was planning on throwing all the CD cases away, so instead of that, I decided to save a few. I saved about 70 of them, I think, and I took all of the CD inserts and stuff out of them and just made them blank CD cases, and so I saved, about 70 of them, and I've used a few already, so I have about 64, 65 of them left. But yeah, very cool. I'm glad I can use these, because I can use them for like disc-only games and stuff like that. So, really cool. I was really glad to know that we have those, and so I saved a few of them. So, pretty cool. Alright, next thing here is, this was done, gosh, probably 6 weeks ago. I found this shirt. It's a t-shirt. I found it at Walmart. And it was $7.50, and that's the original Super Mario Brothers. It's the 8-bit classic Mario on the t-shirt there. So I thought it was really cool and really good to add another t-shirt to the collection. So I was really happy to find that at Walmart. That's pretty cool. And then around that same time, I found this at Target, and it's not video game related, but it's another cool t-shirt that I love. The same style and everything. I love the style, and it's Denver Nuggets t-shirt, and it's Kenneth Fareed, number 35, which is really cool. I always need extra basketball shirts and stuff like this too, because I love the Denver Nuggets and everything as well, so that's really cool. I was glad to find that. And that was about $5, I think, so really cool deal. Alright, next here, I've got a bunch of stuff in this box, and it's kind of all mixed in, so it's kind of hard for me to remember where I got all of this stuff, because it's been over the course of almost 2 months. So it's kind of hard to remember it all, but I'll try to go as best as I can with all this stuff. So, what I will do first is I'll show these two items here, I guess. This was done about 5 weeks ago. The Arc thrift store that's up north from where I live, they were going to close their store because they were relocating. And so what was going on was they were having like a 50% off everything in this store kind of sale. So me and my brother went. We didn't really see anything, and then towards the end of the time when we were about ready to leave, we saw one of the employees walking to the back with one of these, and I asked if it was for sale, and he said it sure is. So it was originally marked $10, and I got it for $5, and they were both, $5 each. So I got 2 of them, and they're both Nintendo brand Nintendo 64 controllers, the atomic purple one here, and then the gray one. And the first one here, this was the one I saw, was the gray one. And when I got up to the counter, there was another one laying there, which was the atomic purple one. So I was only planning on getting the one, but instead I got 2 of them, and they were both, originally marked $10 each, but it was half off. So I got them both for $10, which is a really good deal. I'm really glad that I found those, because I always could use extra controllers and stuff like that. So really cool. And then that was it from there. And then that same day, I think, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure it was that same day, I went to this garage sale, and I got a few great games here for a couple different consoles. And it was a really good deal. I think I only paid like $30 at this garage sale, if that. Maybe it was only $25. I'm not positive. But all I know is I've got a few PS3 games here, a couple of PS2 games, a PS1 game, and a couple other things. So here I'll start off with the smaller stuff, or the singled out stuff. But first here is I got a charcoal black Game Boy Advance SP in the box. Now the only thing wrong with it is it's missing the paperwork and stuff like that. But other than that, the console looks almost brand new, so it's really cool. And I was really excited to find this at a garage sale because he only wanted 20 bucks for it, and I was gladly able to pay that. So really cool to get a Game Boy Advance SP in the box, almost complete. It's got the charger and everything, and it works, but it's just missing the paperwork. But that was the first thing I got from his garage sale. The next thing here is it's a Game Boy Advance game. It's Mega Man Battle Network for Red Sun. I already own this one, but I decided to pick it up because it was just laying there, and I decided to pick it up. And I believe this was 50 cents, and which is an amazing deal for especially a Game Boy Advance SP game, or just a Game Boy Advance game. But really cool. I couldn't believe it, so I was glad to just throw that in there. And then I got one PS1 game here, and this was 50 cents. And it is Need for Speed High Stakes for the original PlayStation, which is really cool. I was really glad to find that. I think I have a disc only of that, but now I have a complete copy, so really cool. Alright, and then I've got a few good PS3 games here. I'll show you PS3 games and then I'll show you the PS2 games. But one of these I already owned, and I didn't realize it because my games were in storage, so I forgot about it, but I can just always, trade it in at Games Ahoy or whatever. But the first one here is Infamous for PS3. And all PS3 games were $1 a piece, so that's really cool. Infamous 2, which I didn't have, so that's cool. I'll be keeping that. God of War 2 collection. Or it's just the God of War collection. It's 1 and 2, so really cool. I got that for $1, so I'll keep that too. And then Brutal Legend was the last one. And I didn't know much about this game either, so thought it looked pretty interesting, so I picked that one up too as well for $1. So really cool. And then the last stack here from this garage sale is 4 PS2 games here. And the first one here is Destruction Derby Arenas. And these are all complete games. And I don't own any of these, so I'll be keeping all 4. Samurai Warriors. Motor Mayhem. And the last one here was, I was really shocked to find, and I could not believe how cheap it was sold for. All PS2 games were 50 cents a piece, and I think this might have been one of the cheapest copies sold of this game known, at least for me anyway. And I have Dot Hack Part 2 Mutation with the bonus anime disc, and it is all complete and in mint condition. And for 50 cents, you cannot pass up a game like this. That is an amazing deal. So I was really happy to find that game in his garage sale. So I think the total was around $30 afterwards. I'm not positive. I don't remember completely, but that is about how much I paid for all that stuff. So really cool. And then I think this was like a next weekend after that, but I went to a garage sale. Normally I don't go in this area because it's kind of far away, but it's a couple cities over, and I usually don't like traveling too far just because of gas money and everything like that. But I happened to find a couple of good games from him, and a couple of them, unfortunately, I already tested and they don't work. So unfortunately they don't. I'm kind of bummed about that, but anyways, I'll get to that in a minute. But first I'll show you, I got a couple of SNES games, an N64 game, an NES game, a PS2 game, and stuff like that. So first I'll show you the NES game, which is Narc. I didn't have this, so I decided to pick it up. Thought it was pretty cool. I think these games were $3 or $4 a piece after I paid for all of them in bulk deal. But anyways, pretty cool. Resident Evil Outbreak for PS2. Really nice shape. It's almost brand new. Then a couple of Super Nintendo games here. I've got, what is it? Radical Psycho Machine Racing, which is pretty cool. Looks pretty fun, so I might have to take a go on that one. And then the next one here for Super Nintendo is Lemmings. Really cool. And then this one was pretty expensive. He said he had more rare games, but he had to go home and get them. I don't know where he was at, or if he was at his warehouse, if he had them like in a storage unit or something. He said he had to go get them. But he came back with this box full of games. He had a lot of more expensive games for all the consoles and stuff. And I could only afford this one at the time, so I decided to just buy this one off him. And I think it was like 23 or 24 bucks. I'm not sure. I think that's pretty much retail for it, but I didn't have it, so I decided to buy it. And that's Snowboard Kids for the Nintendo 64. And it's in really nice shape, too, and it works really well. And that was really cool. And these 2 Super Nintendo games I bought from him as well. And unfortunately, they don't work. I tried and tried and tried for 30 minutes or so, just cleaning them, taking them apart, trying to test them and everything, and they don't work. But the first one here is Mortal Kombat, the first one, and it doesn't work. And the other one here is Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. And this one would have been good for reselling purposes, but it just didn't work. So, unfortunately, but other stuff in here will make up for it very well, so that's cool. So I'm not too worried about these not working. So I can use them as display props or anything like that, so not too worried. Alright, and then the next in here, this was all done in one day. Or it was done the same day with what I just showed you. I went to like 3 different garage sales. Anyways, there's a lot of stuff in here. And this one garage sale was in the morning. Me and my brother went. And they said their garage sale started at 7 the night before when I saw it on Craigslist. And then when I went, I saw it on Craigslist in the morning when I was already there. I checked on my phone real quick, and they said it opened at 8. So me and my brother ended up sitting there for about an hour, but it was well worth the hour's wait, because if we would have been there later, this stuff would have been gone for sure. And for the price that they were asking for all of it, it was an amazing deal. So first things first, I will show you, I guess some miscellaneous stuff, but it was kind of just thrown in there. But the first thing here is Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, The Heist, the CD, and it's brand new sealed. I decided to just throw it in there, ask if they'd just throw it in. It's something new, you know, it's new sealed, and I kind of listen to this kind of stuff and everything anyway, so I thought it was a pretty cool deal for them to throw that in there. And the other thing is a auxiliary cord. You know, you plug in your phone one end and then into a boombox or something the other end. And I could have used this in my room or something like that, so pretty cool. They just threw that in there as well, so that was cool. And then what I saw was I just saw this game console in there, and I thought they were going to ask a lot of money for it because they were asking a pretty good price for their Super Nintendo. They had a Super Nintendo there, but I don't know, I wasn't interested at first, and then the guy came out with a price, and I was really shocked. And I got a Nintendo 64 here, right here, and it's just got the jumper pack, but what it came with was, it came with both cables here, the power brick and the AV cables, both Nintendo brand, and it came with 4 controllers, 2 of them here which I'll not be keeping because they're off-brand, they're Mad Catz controllers, purple ones. But I won't be keeping those because I don't usually collect off-brand items like that. But then the other 2 I will be keeping because they are Nintendo brand. One of them is the banana yellow colored one, and then the basic gray one here. So I'll be keeping those 2 out of the deal. And then there was one game that came with it, and this is why I thought he was going to ask a lot of money for it. And I didn't want to, you know, ask him at first, but then I decided to. And I'm glad I asked him how much he wanted for it. But it came with Pokemon Stadium 2. And I have the first one, but I didn't have the second one. So I was really happy to find this at this garage sale. And when I asked him, I was shocked already. I didn't want to buy the whole console and everything because it would be a hassle to have to resell it and everything. But what I asked him was if he would just sell one of the controllers in the game. And he said, I just want 20 bucks for the whole lot. And I could have bought it then, but I didn't have a whole lot of money on me during the whole day, so I didn't want to waste all my money in one spot. But I know that was a great deal already. I just wanted to see what he'd do. He said, how about this? Just take the whole bundle for $10. And then I just hopped right on it because $10 for an N64 with 4 controllers and Pokemon Stadium 2 is probably one of the better deals that anyone could ever get. So I bought it for $10, and I couldn't even believe it when he said $10 for it. So I was really excited for that. And then in that same garage sale, I found a black Game Boy Advance, which works very well, really cool. And then 3 GameCube games here. The first one is Metroid Prime, the Target Exclusive Edition, complete. I don't have that one yet. Mario Kart Double Dash, and this one's in better shape than mine, so I'll probably be switching it out. Really cool. And then Resident Evil, and it's the 2-disc version, or I think they're all 2-disc versions, but anyways, it's complete as well, and I didn't have that one. So I'll be switching out the Mario Kart Double Dash and keeping that. But I'll be keeping all 3 of those games. And then also what was thrown in there was not 1, not 2, but 3 indigo purple GameCube controllers here. And they're all Nintendo brand, and I'll be keeping all 3. And this one has the clear back on it, and they're a little more harder to find, which is pretty cool. I've seen one of them before, but I didn't get a chance to buy it. But anyways, this one, the only thing wrong with it is the C button sticks sometimes. So anyways, it still works pretty good otherwise, but I'll be keeping all 3 of these. And then the last little bit of stuff that was thrown in there I found were 2 Super Nintendo controllers, and they're both Nintendo brand, and I'll be keeping these as well. And for that whole deal, for that whole bundle out of that garage sale, I only ended up paying $30, which is really cool. And I'm really glad that I stopped and waited for an hour, because I would have been out of luck for all this stuff. So I was really glad I found that stuff at that garage sale. And then one more garage sale on the way home. My brother wanted me to show it, but I can just explain it. He saw something pretty cool. It was Rock'em Sock'em Robots, which is really cool. It's a little, the little fighting robots game and stuff. And it's not the old one, it's just a more recent version of it. But anyways, he loved that stuff, and my dad used to play it when he was a kid and stuff. So he decided to pick that up with his money and everything. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I found something there for myself as well. They had a Nintendo Wii that they were trying to sell. And I asked if they'd sell this stuff separately, and they decided to go for it. And I paid $5 for these 2 items, and they're GameCube items, but one of them is Midway Arcade Treasures for the GameCube, and it's Black Label, it's complete, and the other one here is a black GameCube controller, and it's Nintendo brand, so I'll be keeping both of these. So all in all, in that one day I gained 4 Nintendo GameCube controllers, which is really cool. I'm really glad that I made a stop. Alright, and then a week after that, I went to Walmart, and I picked myself up a hat, and it's Fight the Dead, Fear the Living, and it's a Walking Dead hat. If you guys don't know about that show, I highly recommend you check it out, because it's a great show. Zombies galore, so really cool, and it was only $10 for this hat, so really cool. Really glad I got some more apparel, so that's cool. And then, I think it was around that same time, I went to the flea markets, and I got one PS2 game here, and it's Test Drive Off-Road Wide Open, and it's basically brand new, and I paid $2.50 for it, and I didn't have it, so I decided to pick it up, so that was pretty cool. And then I went to Goodwill a few weeks ago, and I got 2 more Nintendo GameCube controllers here, and they're both black ones, so out of this one video, I gained 6 GameCube controllers, which is really cool. And these both were $10, so that's really cool for GameCube controllers. So I basically, for all 6 of these controllers, or no, there's only 5 actually. I don't know why. No, there's 6. I'm losing it, guys. Oh well. Anyways, there's 6 controllers, and I basically paid for the price of 1 for all 6 of those, if you think about it. So really cool. I'm really glad that happened. And I think at Goodwill as well, I bought this for $1, and it's a PS1 power cord here. So really cool. I need extras of those, so that's cool. And then around that same time, I got this stack of PS2 games from Friendly Pawn, which is a pawn shop that I go to quite often downtown. And so what I got here is one NES game and then a bunch of PS2 games. And so the first NES game, or the NES game here, is Tecmo Star Force, and I didn't have it, so I decided to pick it up. Really cool. And then I got a stack of PS2 games here and a couple of cases, or a couple of manuals and stuff. But first I'll show you the games. First, and these are all complete in really good shape. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six 3. All these I'm keeping. Cabela's Alaskan Adventures. Onimusha 3, Demon Siege. Major League Baseball 2K5. A lot of these were $2 and some of them were 95 cents and stuff like that, so it's pretty cool. And then Cabela's African Safari. And the last one he just gave to me because it's deeply scratched, but it's only on the outer ring, so it still works because the game doesn't fully expand the whole disc, so it still works great. And it's Hypersonic Extreme, which is like a racing game, which is really cool, and he threw that in for free. And then these other 2 things he threw in for free as well. And the first one here is, I finally found a case for it. He just gave me the artwork and the manual, but it's for Full Metal Alchemist. And he gave me this for free, and I got a case for free as well. So all I need to find is a disc, and I could get a pretty cheap, complete copy of the game. So really cool. And then the other thing here is, I got the manual, and it's kind of ripped. First page was ripped off, and the insert for Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for the PS2. So, and if you didn't see my game room tour video, there is a poster up on my wall that's for Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and so I took that poster out of this set of stuff and I put it up on my wall. So, I don't know, I might be able to find use for these, I'm not sure yet, but we'll figure it out. Alright, and then there's one last set of games and stuff here that I got from a pawn shop a few weeks ago with my brother. We went up to the city north of us, and we bought a few more PS2 games here, and a couple of GameCube games as well. So, I'll first go ahead and show the GameCube games, because I only have 3 of them, and they're not too high-dollar games either, but they're pretty cool anyway. The first one is NFL 2K3. They're all complete, and they all have the instruction manuals and the inserts. NFL Blitz 2003. And the last one here is NBA Live 2005 with Carmelo Anthony on the front. Pretty cool. I love that one. That's cool. And then I got a few good, healthy stacks of PS2 games, and the total here was like $40 or so, I think. So I think they were $2 a piece. The first one here is the X-Files, Resist or Serve. Really cool. Metal Gear Solid, which was part of a set, and it's the original PlayStation, but it was meant for PS2. So it's in that, it says PS, or it just says PlayStation on the side, but it's in a PS2 case. So it was obviously part of the set, but that's still pretty cool. Next one here is Jak 3. Ratchet & Clank, Size Matters. Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. Battlefield 2, Modern Combat. Tony Hawk's Underground. Brothers in Arms, Road to Hill 30. Kill Switch, Take Cover, Take Aim, Take Over. SpongeBob SquarePants, Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. Hitman Blood Money, and it has the bonus disc in there, so pretty cool. Double disc feature. Ford Mustang, The Legend Lives. DT Racer. I had an incomplete copy of this, but now I have a full copy, so that'll be replaced. Spyro, A Hero's Tale. This I saw last minute on the counter. It was just a trade-in just recently, and so I decided to buy it as well because I saw it there, and they said it was for sale, so that was pretty cool. And then Supercar Street Challenge. And then I got a couple more PS2 games here, and then that should do it. NFL Street. Trigger Man. It's almost brand new condition. The last one is, or there's one more in there. Taiko Drum Master. And then the last one here I already own, unfortunately, but I didn't know it because my games were in storage and stuff, so. But this one here is Medal of Honor Rising Sun. And then, alright, so that is all of the games and stuff from that garage, or from that pawn shop and stuff. So, alright guys, well that will do it for this pickup video. I hope you enjoyed it, and please like, subscribe if you really like this stuff. I know you guys do. You still stick around and stuff, so that's cool. Yeah, once again guys, I'm really sorry for being so late on uploading videos and stuff. It's just been really crazy. But for now, guys, that should do it. And take care, guys. Happy gaming, and I'll see you next time.